Congress is threatening another shutdown with only 8 days to decide.
And the SAG strike is finally over, with a new deal in store.
So you think you can dance? Later on tonight, UNT will crown the best dancer.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Isabella Quintanilla. The United States carried out an airstrike yesterday on eastern Syria. The target was a storage facility linked to Iranian-backed groups. The strike follows a month of almost daily attacks by Iranian proxies on U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. U.S. officials said the strike did not result in casualties or cause any damage to infrastructure. An increase in attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East has been expected in the wake of the conflict between Israel and Hamas. The UN's High Commissioner for Human Rights says both Hamas and Israel have committed war crimes since the war broke out last month. The commissioner spoke at the Human Rights Council meeting yesterday, urging both sides to agree to a ceasefire, allowing the delivery of aid to Gaza and the release of hostages by Hamas. Israel's military responded to the war crime accusation by saying, quote, "The expected incidental damage to civilians and civilian property is not excessive."
Thank you, Bella. As tensions rise in the Middle East, the rising tension in our own government is threatening to boil over. 8 days and counting. That's how long Congress has to prevent a potential government shutdown. And so far, House Republicans don't have a concrete plan to keep things running. CNN's John Lornick has more on this story.
Washington, D.C. is once again facing a possible financial collapse.
We certainly want to avoid a government shutdown. It's a dangerous time around the world right now. We recognize that, and we're doing our job.
Speaker Mike Johnson and GOP lawmakers in the House went through a series of ideas Tuesday, including a short-term spending bill through January 19th.
Many options that are on the table, and we'll be revealing what our plan is in short order.
If some Republicans in the House are against any sort of short-term spending bill, Johnson would need Democratic support, and that might be an uphill climb.
They want to default on our debt, shut down the government, crash the economy, censure Democrats, and avoid holding their own members accountable. This is who they are.
A government shutdown occurs when Congress doesn't pass funding for the federal government without something like a short-term bill. That could cause many problems for the country, including the halting of construction projects and disruptions in food safety inspections. Johnson has until November 17th to deal with his conference, the Democratic-controlled Senate, and the Biden White House.
Bipartisanship is the word. Just one side passing a bill just with one party and sending it over is not going to be a very good way to move things forward.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, I thought we were done with the doom and gloom weather, but here we are yet again, and I'm just hoping it doesn't last too long.
Well, that's definitely wishful thinking, but I mean, who knows? You might be right. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Cade Klein, to see if Bella's wish will in fact come true. Cade?
Well, Bella, it seems like your wish will come true. This is the last we'll see of the rain for at least a little bit. As far as current conditions go, it is currently raining here in Denton. It is 52 degrees, feeling like 48 because of the strong winds out of the north at 13 miles per hour. As we look toward tonight, things are going to cool down just a little bit to 48 degrees, but the feel-like temperature is going to be a cold 40 degrees still because of the north strong winds coming in from the north at 12 miles per hour, and it's going to be cloudy skies tonight. As we look toward tomorrow, it is going to be a very mild 64 degrees, feeling like 62. The winds will still be there out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour, and it's going to be partly sunny skies. That's all I have for weather right now, but stay tuned for your 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Cade. Tuesday, the Wharton Police Department discovered 100 kilos. That's 220 pounds of cocaine in a hidden trailer in Fayette County. The cocaine's worth is estimated a value of $10 million. The discovery was made as part of a joint drug interdiction with Wharton Police and Fayette County Sheriff Office. The police gave a big shout out to Colt, the German Shepherd, who sniffed out the drugs with his partner Sergeant Thurman. You can see him there proudly posing next to his Discovery.
Shoplifting has run rampant throughout Dallas with a 73% surge since the beginning of this year alone. Retailers have responded in hopes of stopping this petty crime. Under these new safety measures, merchandise has been stored in locked cases only accessible by employees, and more security guards are being placed at stores. Retailers believe this will not only stop the theft, but lower prices and keep products in stock. This month's results from Dallas PD show that it might be working, as shoplifting cases have declined. Now, driving around the Dallas Metroplex is a real chore, but sometimes Denton feels just as stressful.
ntTV's James Peeler is out in Denton with numbers related to traffic fatalities and collisions last and this year. James?
Thank you, Grant. Every day for the past 23 years, there's been a traffic fatality in Texas. Last year in Denton, there were 15 traffic-related fatalities and 66 serious injury crashes. That's one nearly every 6 days. In Texas, 3,247 accidents were reported to the Texas Department of Transportation just last year, an average of 9 crashes per day. And so far this year in Denton, there have been 11 traffic-related fatalities. Denton PD urges you to always buckle up when you get into a vehicle, never drive under the influence, and please obey traffic laws and regulations. Please drive safe, Denton. That's all from me, and back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Jimmy. Up next, see why Americans are vouching for less workdays.
And why are pandas becoming extinct in the U.S.? More when we come back.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Cheers were heard from the Hollywood sign to the silver screen. The SAG-AFTRA Guild reached a tentative contract with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, a trade group that represents major studios and streamers. The deal includes big wins for the Guild, such as mass raise of minimum payments, a streaming participation bonus, and protections from AI. SAG-AFTRA, which represents over 150,000 actors, has been on strike for a record-breaking 118 days. The strike became the longest in the Guild's history back in October, beating the 1980 strike by 23 days. Many actors immediately ran to social media to promote projects which have come out since this strike has ended. And film critics have told fans to watch out because casting announcements for summer movies are about to come rolling in. The 3-year contract still must be approved by the Screen Actors Guild board members. But as of today, the strike is officially over.
The corporate world has been experimenting with something most considered a fantasy, a 4-day work week. However, the drawbacks and lack of real-life implementation have people skeptical. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has more.
Once considered a fantasy, more and more companies are experimenting with the 4-day work week, testing what's always been the norm.
There were obviously benefits for sort of individuals in the sense of having more time for family, rest and recovery.
But the benefits don't stop with the employees.
Having those boundaries really encourages companies to think about their processes, make them work more effectively, and make them more resilient and sustainable organizations.
When people were asked how different options would impact their well-being at work, 77% of U.S. workers said a 4-day, 40-hour work week would have a positive impact, according to a new Gallup survey. But experts say those 10-hour days could lead to burnout.
It's a question of, do you like a 3-day weekend more than you hate 10-hour work days?
The COVID-19 pandemic forced employers to embrace work from home and hybrid options. But now economic uncertainty is leading large companies to order their employees to return to the office. So would a 4-day work week ever be embraced by the corporate world?
We've seen a divergence between the largest companies really doubling down against flexibility over the past few months, but flexibility is still thriving among smaller and mid-sized businesses that are using that benefit, and flexibility is a benefit, as a way to attract workers who wouldn't necessarily consider them otherwise.
A 4-day work week may be coming to a company new year, but the question is, do you want it?
Well, Isabella, I don't know about you, but a 4-day week sure sounds like a pretty good deal.
Absolutely, Grant. And speaking of good deals, Veterans Day is right around the corner, and it looks like businesses are giving special deals just for them. Our ntTV reporter April Peardant has more to share about the deals and, most importantly, what Veterans Day is all about. April, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Isabella. Well, just like you mentioned, Veterans Day is right around the corner, and it's this Saturday, November 11th. And it's a time for us to pay our respects to troops who have served or are actively serving in the military. Since it is a special day, there are special deals for our veterans. So if you are a veteran or know of a veteran, listen up, because some of these deals start as soon as tomorrow. On Friday until noon, veterans get a free Grand Slam breakfast at Denny's. On Saturday, vets can get a free donut at Dunkin', free coffee and a donut at Krispy Kreme, or a free breakfast combo at Wendy's. Starbucks has a free hot or iced coffee, and IHOP has free pancakes. If you know a veteran, don't forget to thank them for their service and remind them of all the deals they can get starting this Friday. That is all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, April. Look, I don't know about you, Bella, but it's finally starting to feel like fall weather.
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for that Christmas weather because, me personally, I'm ready to put up my Christmas tree. Cade, please tell me Christmas weather is just around the corner.
Well, Isabella, those Christmas trees are definitely going to stay in the attic. Fall weather is here to stay for a little bit for sure. But as far as the rain that goes right now, as you can see, most of the rain is heading off to our east, but please be sure that there will be some isolated rain showers still in the mix until 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. So be sure if you're going to go out, make sure you wear light jackets or clothing to keep you safe. As far as current temps are across North Texas, as you can see, most of the North Texas region is either in the high 40s or the low to mid 50s. As we expand our region to the state of Texas, we're going to see a pretty big difference. Here we got, again, 40s and 50s here, but as we look towards our south and east, we got 62 in Austin, 74 in Houston, and 69 in Shreveport. As we look toward our 7-day forecast here, we are going to see mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, and then Saturday through Monday we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. Continuing that into Tuesday with highs in the 60s, lows going to the 50s. It's going to be a chance of more rain showers with an 87% chance. Wednesday and Thursday we're going to keep those highs in the 60s, lows in the 50s. Wednesday is going to be partly Sunday, and then Thursday we do have a slight chance of showers at 40%, but it's going to be mostly cloudy for the Thursday. That's all I have for weather today. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Cade. China is asking for their pandas back, despite their 50-year tenure here at the Smithsonian's National Zoo. These are some of the last panda bears in the Panda Diplomacy Program.
With the sudden removal, it seems as though real-life diplomacy is seeping in and creating a new kind of gesture. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more on the panda's departure.
There's nothing like seeing them in person. But now the tumbling, crowd-pleasing, bamboo-eating giant pandas at the National Zoo will be seen no more. In recent weeks, visitors have been flocking to D.C. to say goodbye.
Thought it was a good thing to take them out of school for. You get just so attached to them and so invested in them, but I'm sure they're going to have a good life overseas.
Wednesday morning, the bear trio was carefully transported to a waiting FedEx plane for a 19-hour flight back to China. It's a program first started in 1972 during the Richard Nixon presidency, when 2 pandas were gifted to the States by China's then chairman as a symbol of improving diplomatic relations. But in recent years, friction points have escalated over issues like human rights, trade, Chinese spy balloons over the U.S., and Beijing's tightening embrace with Moscow. Moscow Zoo received a new pair of pandas from China in 2019, with both leaders side by side for the bear's public debut. Now only 4 Chinese pandas remain in the U.S. at the Atlanta Zoo. Their contract expires next year, and no word from China on any extension, which could bring what's been known as panda diplomacy to an end. The National Zoo is calling Wednesday's departure a hiatus, and panda fans are hopeful their beloved bears will one day come back.
Hopefully we get new ones, a new family to fall in love with too.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
So can UNT really dance? You can be the judge soon.
See how a local boutique can help people find their own individual style.
Look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle.
This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left.
You're welcome. It was easy.
Tell me, Bella, how do you practice self-care?
Well, I love some me time, just like laying in my bed, reading a good book, watching a movie, just something to kind of help take away the stress. I live a very stressful life.
Don't we all? That sounds really nice. Mental health issues have worsened among the youth of today, and it's now more important than ever to look after our mental well-being and create suicide awareness. ntTV's Mavish Shah has more. Mavish?
Thanks, guys. Unfortunately, the second leading cause of death amongst young adults today is suicide. That is why last week, UNT MAPS, the Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students, hosted a suicide prevention awareness walk. I participated in it and even got a chance to interview the president. Here's what she said.
Hi everyone, my name is Nabiza. We conducted this awareness walk today because currently suicide is still a prevailing cause of death, especially in the young students from teenage to adults, and we want to come together to show and support the people who might have personally been affected or might know someone who have been.
Denton County, like many areas, has seen an upward trend in suicide rates. In 2022, 123 individuals ended their life as compared to the 98 individuals of 2021. Thus, suicide is a prevalent issue that is only worsening, and ending the stigma surrounding mental health should be our priority.
What this walk meant for me is that we are able to now bring more awareness of the importance of mental health, and we're able to reach more people and let them know that it's okay to reach out and ask for help.
It is important to educate ourselves of the warning signs. Symptoms include giving prized possessions away, an increase in substance use, or loss of interest in previous hobbies. Often, having an open and direct conversation can go a long way in connecting our loved ones with the support and resources they need.
Some resources, someone to listen,
that's what we can do. Be there for your friends, for the people in your sphere of influence. You know, I heard you as we're walking saying, your life matters, your life matters. So maybe I won't feel so hopeless or as lonely if I know that you care.
Take care of yourself and your mental health. A great resource is the Denton County MHMR Center, which even has a 24/7 crisis hotline you can call. Well, looks like that's all I have for y'all today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mavish. The popular TV show So You Think You Can Dance is known for highlighting underground dancers. This competition is known to find America's next best talent.
UNT will be hosting its own competition tonight to find UNT's best dancer. ntTV's news reporter Eva Caldera is at the competition with more information. Eva?
Thanks, guys. UST is debuting its own spin on the popular show So You Think You Can Dance. University Program Council is hosting a dance competition on campus for students to showcase their best moves. The contest consists of 12 contestants who will battle against each other to gain the audience vote of Best Dancer. The dance battle is being held in the Lyceum and begins at 6 p.m. and will wrap around 8 p.m. Don't miss the chance to see UNT students shine on the dance floor tonight. That's all I have for tonight. Back to you at the desk.
In a world of fast fashion, one local women's boutique has made it their mission to help women find their own style and community. Trophy Chic Boutique isn't just your ordinary boutique. It's a haven for local fashion enthusiasts alike to feel like style and unity are seamlessly woven together, creating a space where every customer can explore their individual fashion sense while also creating belonging within the community.
I think what's most important is that people buy what they feel comfortable wearing. They know what colors they like, they know what styles they tend to gravitate towards. So it's really encouraging them to feel good about what they wear.
And with the philosophy of high fashion and belonging, the values surrounding Trophy Chic Boutique go beyond just clothing. It's about embodying connections, individuality, sustainable style, and above all, equality. Lynn believes everyone should find an outfit that makes them feel empowered and secure.
I've built a lot of great friendships from this boutique, which is amazing. Lynn and I have become I came over for a pair of leggings, I think 6 or 8 years ago, and now we hang out together, so it's awesome.
If you would like to know more, go to www.trophychicboutique.com to see if they are the fit for you.
Oh, Grant, we could talk about the Cowboys, but after their game Sunday, I think I'd rather not.
I don't blame you. Instead, let's talk about basketball. Our sports anchor, Sebastian Nava, is here to tell us all about it. Sebastian?
That's right, guys. We'll be talking all things on the hardwood in the DFW area. After the break, we'll talk about the Mavericks game last night, UNT women's basketball, and about a lesser-known hardwood sport that doesn't involve a basketball. Find out more after the break.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
Last night, the Mavericks hosted the Toronto Raptors in a contest that didn't go the Mavs' way. Dallas came into the game as one of the hottest teams in the league, starting off the campaign with a 6-1 record. Luka Doncic led the way in the box score, finishing the game with 31 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals, but struggled from the three-point line, ended the game with just 2 made three-pointers out of 10 attempts. Kyrie Irving contributed 22 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds, but the Mavericks ultimately fell to the Raptors 127-116. The Mavericks' next game will be tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. against the loaded yet struggling Los Angeles Clippers. Tonight, the UNT women's basketball team will tip off against the Grambling State Tigers for the first time in program history. The Mean Green are coming off an impressive 117-42 blowout win over UNT Dallas. UNT is set to tip off shortly with game time set at 6:30 right here at the Super Pit. Now, it's no secret that the DFW is a hotbed for sports, and not just for the main sports you see on TV all the time. One of the many growing sports here in the Metroplex is roller derby. ntTV's Alfredo Padron has the story.
The skates are laced at what most would call a loud arena, others call a place of resort. With some names you never heard before, but each with a story.
I saw the mix of glitz and glamour and like pure athleticism and badassery, just like these amazing women that were just able to do all wearing fishnets and glitter and tattoos, and we're just able to do this full contact sport.
When the whistle blows and the hitting starts, nothing separates them from the track. It's like watching NASCAR, but without the walls.
For Assassination City Roller Derby League, this game will be decided by fans to vote for a new team. Ever since the pandemic, it's been a struggle to find new players to join.
In the past, our championship games are always slam-packed. It's like one of the most packed games we have of the year. The crowd's rowdy, we're all excited, so it's a blast, and it's going to bring that little edge of competitiveness that I feel like these past 2 years have kind of been missing.
But people who are teachers and nurses during the day are connected by this.
I tell people this is my stress relief. So I'm a nurse, and so it's nice to just have this little piece of my life that I can go and just slam into people and just have that nice little stress relief.
Stress relief inside a track with family and friends battling tooth and nail. Reporting for ntTV, I'm Alfredo Padron.
That's all I have for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Sebastian. A celebration honoring the victory of light over darkness is starting this Sunday. One of India's major holidays, Diwali, is celebrated by over 1 billion people across the world. While it's the most important holiday in the religion of Hinduism, it is now celebrated by religious and non-religious people alike as the start of the new year, and a reminder that good wins over evil.
The holiday spans over 5 days. Day one, people clean their homes before decorating their floors and surfaces with colored patterns made out of powders, flowers, rice, and sand. Day two, more decoration is done with people putting up clay lamps on display. On day three, the main festival happens, with day four being the first day of the new year. Finally, day five wraps up the celebration by honoring the bonds between siblings. UNT has hosted several special Diwali meals at dining halls around campus this week, and there are several events around Dallas this weekend if you're looking for a place to celebrate. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I think it's pretty amazing that UNT has been so kind to bring their culture onto the campus.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
That all looks so much fun.
It does.
I wish I could be a part of that celebration.
I want to decorate my house.
Yeah, honestly. All right, well, thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News. I'm Grant Greenlee.
I'm Isabella Quintanilla. Join us again next week here on North Texas Television.